So anyway, this is H.E.R number 4. Welcome to the Harmony Ecosystem Roundup on August 31st, 2023. We're joined with the lead dev on one of the lead devs on Harmony 1, Soph, and we have co-host Peace, Love, and Harmony of the Validator DAO, and one of my fellow RMC, Recovery Multi-Sig Custodian friends. Just need to say that this is not financial advice in this X Spaces. It's entertainment and educational purposes only, and hopefully we can have a good time today and get some awesome information out, and glad that we can cross the milestone of having a lead Harmony 1 dev on our first H.E.R. Do you guys have any opening statements, either one of you guys?
No, for me, I just wanted to say that thank you for inviting me. I know the communication has been something that Harmony need to address, and for me, be able to help out, reach that gap, right? I'll be glad to do so. Yeah.
I'll just say thanks for inviting me to co-host today, and thank you, Soph, for joining us and help answer questions from the community. We really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I won't have the answer for everything, but I do my best, right?
Yeah, we appreciate what you can share, and we understand that you don't know the whole plan, but we appreciate it. We know that you have some good connections, though. We do know that. Welcome, Patrick. Welcome. Can somebody possibly put a tweet together that we can put on top for easy shareability? It's for people that don't know, you just make a tweet and then hit the share button, and then you can share to the space. Yeah. So anyway, so today, the format's just going to be real simple. I'm going to go through. We have some questions that were pre-filled out and pre-screened by Soph. Nothing too scary. He did say he's not going to have answers to everything. Then I might have some questions myself, and then if the audience has any questions, just so it's out there. This is the first time meeting Soph. We didn't meet up before this, but I tried to give him as much information about how and what kind of questions that the community is asking for, just so there's no red flags or nothing. Just trying to keep it open as possible. We appreciate this intro into the inside of Harmony. And like I said earlier, Soph has agreed to make it to the next H.E.R as well. So hopefully we can get another questionnaire out there. Peace and Love, did you know if there was any more questions, or did you share all the ones that came in?
I shared all the ones that have come in so far, but I'll keep an eye on it as we go as well.
Okay, sounds good. So I kind of went through the ones that came in. I didn't give mine priority. I don't actually have them written, but I usually get them as we go. I just kind of did 3 levels of my own personal rating system. So I'm just going to go in no particular order. So here we go. And I apologize. I don't know who asked the questions, so I do appreciate people that submitted them, though.
Sure.
All right, here we go. First question. After the ups and downs experienced over the past few years, what keeps you with the Harmony community and core protocol team?
Right. Okay, so for me, that's pretty easy. So the down was pretty bad, right? But I feel like Harmony has lots of work that can lead to greatness, and that's where I want to help out. And there is opportunity, and you guys have knows about that as well. Communication is one of them. Protocol side, there's lots of work that we need to work on. That H.E.R is coming, right? So there's lots of work that in Harmony still to do, and what excited me is to be able to work on those activities. Okay, so the other side of things is the community. Though I understand everyone kind of upset with how the Harmony Core team has been handling things so far, right? But I think we try to improve that, and that's part as well of the improvement that I like to contribute with Harmony. Yeah.
Great answer. Thanks a lot. I'm just gonna continue down just so I don't forget. Let's see. So again, no particular order. Let's see. Question number 2. One, not so much a question, but just wanted to extend a thank you to Soph for taking the time to actively engage with the community. Thank you, Soph.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. That was the easy one. Number 3. What is your favorite upcoming Harmony feature or improvement that you think will be a game changer?
Okay, to me, that's the work that we are trying to do in order to reach the 1 second finality. Okay, I think everyone knows Harmony fees today are still very cheap compared to other blockchain, right? And that 1 second finality will be another plus, a value-added solution to Harmony blockchain. So I'm pretty excited that we are working towards that 1 second finality, right? And that H.E.R is one of the steps leading towards that. Yeah.
Sounds great. And that's just before we move on, 1 second finality is part of what the community voted on H.E.R v2, correct?
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, moving on. I'm forgetting how many, but I'm thinking this is number 4. I think I'll just say next question after this. So, number 4. The community has put together this H.E.R space, and they have been actively participating and engaging regularly. Will the team commit to being more active in this space to provide much needed transparency and participation within the chain? And I have to say that there's a part there that I had to rephrase,
right.
So I can repeat.
So as I said, right, I'm committed to join those bi-weekly meetings if necessary. I know Theo is also wanting to join that meeting, but right now he's in that conference, right? But hopefully we can either both of us be in that meeting, or we can just alternatively either him or myself to joining that meeting every 2 weeks. Yeah, so we try to do as much as we can. Okay, and for now, I really want to join that meeting, to improve that communication I was mentioning at the beginning.
I completely appreciate that, and like I said, I'm just trying to keep this on Thursday. So if something comes up, and or if other Harmony core team members want to come on here, my only thing is to keep it on Thursday. So yeah, even if I had to wake up in the middle of the night or whatever, but I completely appreciate the start, and hopefully we can make this beginning of something super special. So all right, yep. We're gonna move on to the next.
Agree.
All right. Next question. When community developers start building again, how can communication between the Harmony core team and community developers improve? There has been a consistent feedback over the years that it has been difficult to get a response or core team resources to help with onboarding, building. What's different from the past experiences this time around?
Okay. Okay. So right now, what I can say is that if there is any developer technical assistance, right, they can reach out to me. Okay. Financial aid, right now I can't say, and there is none for now. Okay, but if there's any questions, anything that the developer community wanted to ask, I'll be there. Okay, and usually they can reach out to the developer support channel. Okay, in Discord preferably. And I'm trying to go in Discord like at least once every day to answer questions, right? But I won't be able to be 24/7. I also need to sleep and get some rest. Okay. So and we have, and I am in private Telegram group with partners and other stuff that regularly reach out to me as well. So even though those are not publicly known, right? I'm still, and we are still working on with partners. Okay, so I won't be able to answer how different it would be from the past, right? Now I'm here. The only thing that I'm afraid right now is during a bull market. We need to be able to scale and be able to be available for the developers. I think Harmony failed during the last bull run to properly address all the concerns for the developers, right? I don't have yet an answer on how we could scale up in the next bull run. I have some ideas, but I see how we can progress that eventually. Yeah, but for now, I'll be the main point of contact. Yeah.
Awesome. Two things. So that's the dev support in the old Harmony Discord. Is that the correct one?
Yeah, correct. Yes, correct. Okay, the new Harmony the new Harmony Discord server, right, is more for R&D, right? So I don't expect any support question in that new Discord server. Okay, we could eventually talk about future stuff, right? But if anyone, developers, community, anyone that needs support, to me, they will be on the old Discord server. Yeah.
Okay, and a couple things before we move on. Yeah, you've actually responded to me on that Discord, so I can vouch that you are there and you're actively engaged in the community. Appreciate that. Would the core team possibly want to support the developer DAO that's currently been set up? I mean, that's one tool that could be scaled up, because I know I was here last time whenever everybody and their grandma came over to Harmony, and I got caught off guard, and I'm sure the team did too. So I mean, that's one tool that's already halfway set up. Is that something that you guys would think about trying to be more involved with, or something along those lines?
So right now I don't have anything on my plate in regards of that Harmony DAO. That's something that we can discuss eventually, right? But yeah, I think let's have a private discussions on how we want to develop that Harmony DAO, because it was there right before. So I mean, it's just a matter of how we want to structure that DAO and how we want to make it move forward, right? So the only thing that I really don't like to discuss is monetary, right? And I know there was some governors in the past that wasn't paid for whatever reason, right? I wasn't there at that time. So if we were to go that path, to me, we have to be clear on how that would happen in the future, right? There are multiple avenues now, right, in regards of monetary eventually that we could leverage off. If you guys remember, we have that HEP 28, where we have now the fees being split out into two, one into the infra multisig and one for a community multisig, right? That community multisig is could be one of the avenue that we could use eventually. Okay, in the future for HEP 30, right? Once the recovery has been already fully covered at that time, we could the community can decide what to do with it as well. Okay, there's multiple ideas like burn it completely, use it partly to do something else. So I mean, there's avenue, but before we do that down, and if there's any monetary questions, we have to settle down those so that we don't have any gray area or issue on those payment. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much. Peace and love. I see you. Just give me 1 second. I know for myself, I wasn't even asking for the monetary help. I appreciate that you guys are thinking about that. I'm just thinking maybe of just some involvement, because I know things happen fast. So just to start thinking about infrastructure of how to handle whenever projects start coming back.
If there's no monetary, right, we just discuss on what will be the scope of that DAO, right? Which more or less we should have some. I haven't looked at the developer DAO path charter, but we should have something there already, right? Something that maybe we can reuse in terms of how to handle that DAO. Yeah.
Awesome. Peace and love.
I was just gonna add real quick. Soph mentioned about the HEP 28 and the gas fees. There's also the 200 million one staking initiative that the community was supposed to decide on what goes on with the rewards. Just hasn't really gotten any traction since it started, but that's another avenue that's out there for the community.
Agree. The 200 million stake initiative, those reward, right? I think there was some discussion on whether we can use those for the recovery. Okay. Actually speaking, and I don't want to go into much detail here without any argument, but we wanted to use that reward to also repay the debt for Tranquil. Okay, but even with that, it wasn't enough. Okay, so I won't go into much detail here, but this is also another avenue to use that staking initiative reward that we haven't used yet to the recovery. Yeah.
Awesome. I'm guessing that we're good on the answer there. That's a great lead up into the next question. I'm going to ask the question, and then I'm going to give one personal opinion, and then hand it over to you, Soph.
Sure.
So, next question: is there any updated timeline for recovery now that HEP 30 v2 has passed? How long do you think before implementation? And my own part would be that talking with a top member of Recovery 1, they've estimated about 2 years. Do you agree with that, Soph?
No. No. Okay. My worst estimation will be 4th Q. Okay, that HEP 30 v2. We are talking about the implementation of HEP 30 v2, but not the recovery. Is that correct? Because 2 years.
Recovery.
Okay, the recovery, yeah, that may take 2 years. The previous estimation that we had with the HEP 30 was 19 months. Okay, but that was with a token price of 2 cents, right? And knowing that the market is moving up and down, hopefully not further down. Let's see how that goes. But that was our estimation, 19 months. Okay. So 2 years, I think, is a correct estimate. But if we talk about the HEP 30 v2 implementation, right? The worst date I would foresee to be 4th Q. Yeah. But hopefully that HIP30 V2 will be implemented earlier. And we are working the timeline right now, and I'm trying to see how would be the best path moving forward. The PRs are already being developed, are currently being reviewed. There will be multiple steps for the validators to work on, especially those in SHA-2 and SHA-3, since we are going to remove those shards, right? So there will be more information given, hopefully, maybe next week, okay, or the week after, yeah.
So try to nail it down just a little better. So in a perfect world, what would be the best estimate to be implementing the next hard fork for HIP30 V2?
I would say something in the 3rd quarter. Yeah.
Fair enough. And I also wanted to say that I think that 19 months may have been whenever the HIP30 V1, whenever they're trying to take half the emissions too. So that might have been a part of it. So yeah, 24 years, you're kind of agreeing, you know, at the current mechanics, 24 months is doable.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Moving on to my next color coding here. Next question. Will the leadership of Harmony Core actively engage with projects on the blockchain by offering endorsements or furnishing technical assistance?
So I partly answer to that. So I wouldn't say the leadership team, right? Because I don't think they will be actively helping and supporting the developers, right? But at least in terms of developer support, I'll be there available, okay, for them. But yeah, I mean, I'll be there, okay. The only thing right now that is happening, okay, is that we don't have a so multiple projects already reached out to me asking for grants and help, monetary help, right? But right now we don't have any. Okay, so I understand that we need some grants to keep the developers moving forward, right? And coming to our chain, but for now we don't have any. So hopefully once the bull market starts, we should have some cash, okay? And at that time, I will push the leadership team to sell once, you know, to get those stable, to have those in stable instead of in one. So we have whatever we promised, right? We have that. I think that was one of the problems that we had, right? With the 100 million DAO or 300 million developer fund, right? All those stuff we never really converted to stable, which if we had done at that point of time, we didn't have into that problem, okay? But next time that we do a program or anything, I'll be pushing the leadership to actually do that. Yeah.
Great answer. Yeah, hopefully, you know, we've had pretty good involvement with the Dev DAO on here before, but it was at a different time, so I think there might have been a conflict, but we can hope for next time. But I know there's a little bit of conflict on the next 2 weeks from now as well, but that's just something we can strive for, or we could create different avenues. But I think, yeah, just trying to think ahead. I understand the money's tight, and I'm not even asking about the money, just setting up infrastructure and people to be there and scale, like you were talking about.
Right. So for now, I'll be the main contact, right? Now, if the Harmony DAO, the developer DAO want to step up, right? That's an avenue as well, and we can discuss that DAO eventually and how we can to work together. You know, yeah.
Fantastic. All right, we're moving on to the green questions. What is your favorite Harmony project, Soph?
So are we talking about project or protocol feature?
It's completely open, so I'll just say both.
Okay. So right now there's a few projects still running on Harmony. Okay, and one of them is not sure if you know about it. Is Night and Peasant. Okay, so I like the UI and I'm using that almost every day when I can. And it is my test platform to test the network. Okay, so every day I just go do one quest and making sure that the RPC working fine. Okay, so that's my daily test, of the Harmony blockchain. Okay, so I'd say that would be my favorite project right now on Harmony, right? The developers right now kind of halt any new feature, though they are working on adding new content. Okay, but things work. Okay, and fees are cheap. So I really like that. Protocol feature, right? I'm looking for the 1 second finality. Okay, but I like the staking feature in the staking protocol feature that we have in Harmony. Yeah.
Awesome answer. Appreciate it. Okay, so this next one's I think diving into a little bit of the money situation. It's worded pretty good. Is Harmony's leadership actively and decisively spearheading efforts to secure external capital, recognizing its paramount importance in fortifying and advancing the ecosystem's growth trajectory?
Yeah, so that's the one that we don't have the answer. I hope Stephen and Lee are doing so. Now, whether they are successful, that's another question, right? But yeah, right now I don't have the answer. Yeah. Maybe whoever is going to that blockchain event can ask them directly that question. That would be best, I guess.
Yeah, even to, I mean, on my own, after the question, if Harmony, Stephen and Lee, if they'd be open to, maybe some sort of VC partnership, of some sort, or what they're looking into, anything along those lines, I guess, just another part of just trying to open up the communication, would be fantastic.
Right.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
So at the end, right? VCs, they're looking at okay. Okay, let's take you are your VC, right? For us right now, what can we sell? Or is there any? I'm not specialized into VC and all those stuff, but to me, for instance, the Binance support that we wanted to have at that point of time, right? What they were trying to do was to help us with the recovery, but we needed to sell very cheap one token. Okay, so I'm not sure how VCs work and whether they are looking as well for token at that point of time, but that would also mean that we would be selling those one cheap, for whatever amount of token the dollar will be having in returns, So we can look at that, I guess, or Stephen and we can look at that. But the terms and conditions will be the ones that may play a larger role on how it will contribute to enhancing the Harmony ecosystem in protocol. Yeah.
Right. I completely understand. There's a lot of moving parts, and for myself too. I hate selling Harmony 1 at this price, but I guess we just gotta weigh our options. Yeah. All right. The next two are somewhat a little easier. So, next question: What do you feel is the best beginning steps for someone to take to become a developer?
I guess for a new developer, the best is to try to work on existing projects like Uniswap and trying to port that over to Harmony. That will require multiple technical knowledge in terms of programming, of course, and Solidity, but that's a starter, I guess. If that developer already worked before as a developer in any other language, I think that shouldn't be that too difficult. But I guess that would be the best to actually start to work on existing projects and port those over. Even porting those over only. Okay, sorry. Even developing them on Ethereum, right, is also a really good way to also get the knowledge. Okay, so just have to try. Okay, and see how comfortable are the developers with that programming language. Yep.
I'm going to go take this one step further, and full disclosure, I'm not a developer, and I did make a DApp with a member that's in here. They have great patience, but one of the biggest things that I've heard over the past couple years is that Harmony's a really good way to be able to learn, because you don't have to worry about the gas fees. Now, I guess that would be competing with like the testnet on ETH too, because those are, you can use ETH tokens. But I mean, maybe trying to get, if there was a way for the team to reach out to offer some sort of schooling to be able to work on Harmony might be a way to bring new projects over to Harmony.
Definitely. I'm pretty sure something that the developer dev could work as one of the initiatives. I would say, yeah.
Awesome, and I got one more, and then we will see how much time you have and see if Peace and Love has any more questions, and then possibly open it up to the community. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. Last question. Do you know if there's any plans for getting Harmony listed on Gemini?
No idea. No, I don't have any idea. I know I was in a group chat with another exchange, so I can't disclose the name, of course, right now. But that's the only thing I'm aware of right now. If there was any activities going on with Gemini, they are being done currently without me. Or if there were case, I couldn't disclose it.
Fair enough. I see a request. First off, Soph, I appreciate your time. How much longer-ish can you hang out with us?
Yeah, I guess another 25 minutes, so on top of the hour. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Peace and Love, I'll throw it over to you for a second, and whoever requested, I'm coming over to get you up.
Hey, thanks. Really appreciate you answering all the questions, Soph. I guess that, what would you consider, like, I know you've been with Harmony for over 2 years now. What would you consider, like, the few biggest milestones since you've been with Harmony?
Are you referring to past milestone or future milestone?
Well, I was referring to like past milestones, but it could also. I know you're excited for the 1 second finale, like the rest of us, but yeah.
Yeah. So though I've been with the Harmony Core like 2 years, 2 years and 2 months now, but I was with Harmony with the community even before that as Pops, if you guys remember. Okay, and I could see the feature improvement within Harmony, and those are very big milestones to me. So if you guys remember, at the very first stage of Harmony, right, open staking wasn't implemented. Okay, so that was we call it a foundational node at that point of time, where selected validators was actually having to run the Harmony node, and at that point of time, those was permission, meaning to say that the BLS keys in all was actually statically defined in the Harmony code base. Okay. A year later, I think open staking was implemented. Okay, so at that point of time, any validators could register and become elected. Okay, so that was the very first milestone to me that I really liked at that point of time, because now we were transitioning between a permission network to a permissionless network. Anyone could become a validator. Okay, and still can. Okay, if you have the necessary one amount to be elected. Okay, at that point of time, EPOS was also being implemented. Okay, though of course EPOS has its pro and cons, right? But I think that was a unique feature in Harmony. Okay. Later on in the future, right, we were implementing new protocol feature, like the integration of the precompile for the staking. So if you guys remember, last time we had to use the Harmony command line CLI to do the staking operations and other stuff. And later on, we kind of introduce the integration with MetaMask, okay, which allow anyone with a MetaMask wallet to just simply stake on the protocol. So, oh, and I forgot, of course, before that integration, that precompile, we had as well the EVM compatibility. Okay, I remember that one of time that there was the boom of the Harmony network, because with that integration and the EVM compatibility, now we could just port over whatever dApp that was developed in Ethereum to Harmony, and that's where I think Harmony started to boom at that point of time, when we had that EVM compatibility on the in Harmony. Yeah, I think that's the past milestone that really marked the Harmony protocol history.
Thank you very much.
Staking and more staking, definitely awesome. I did not even know that Harmony existed without EVM compatibility. So.
Yeah, it was without at the first place. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I see that we got Megalodon up here. He has not raised his hand, but we are going to ask him if he has a question for you.
Hi everybody, I made it. It's good to be here. I'm glad everybody's here as well. And hello, Soph. It's delighted to meet you. And it's great to see. Sorry, mate. I just want to say it's great to see you on here. And that's kind of the only really question connected to that I have is, what are your thoughts on the H.E.R space? And I wondered if possibly the core team would look at considering it as a means of communication going forward to supplement X posts and the talk forum. And if you had any thoughts on that, of how to, engage with the community.
Right. I guess to me, I'm fine with it. Now, whether whether Stephen and Lee agrees with it, that's another story. But I don't see why they wouldn't agree, right? Since H.E.R happens every 2 weeks, and we already intend to have someone, at least myself, to be there. I guess we could use that platform for communications with the community.
That's really good. And just kind of like, what are your thoughts on the H.E.R space? Are you kind of excited to see it happening, that the Harmony ecosystem is kind of getting together and discussing what's going on in Harmony?
To me, H.E.R is a first step forward to bring the community together. So I'm really excited with that. Though I couldn't attend the first 3, right? But that initiative is one step forward to really improve that communication with the community, and hopefully the Discord server will be less with negative thought. Okay. Hopefully that platform could be one of them to say that Harmony is still working, okay, and we are here to stay. Okay, that's the main message that I wanted to pass on here. Okay, because when I'm reading all the haters and how do I say that? Some of the haters on the Discord, they want their money back, right? And it's tough to keep building, right, while trying to address that recovery in a way that we don't cross shop, okay? And that's where I think everyone has a different opinion, right? But to me, I think the main message here is that we are here to stay and continue to develop, okay, and keep building. Yeah.
Much appreciation for that. Yeah, I'd have to say that one of the biggest attributes of the H.E.R movement is we are seeking out people that want to help moving forward, not step in the junk of the past, you know. So if we can just kind of utilize what we have together and share our abilities and positivity, I think that's huge. We can't go back and change the past, but we can try to change the future, you know.
I agree. Yep.
And I'd also like to say, I mean, I don't know, Meg, if you know that the Harmony team has I guess I'm going to call it a hackathon for lack of better words. They have a prior engagement going on right now, but there are other core team members that are listening into the space, and there is some excitement about being on in the future. So and also I wanted to say that Megalodon came up with the name of H.E.R. I guess it's been 2 months ago. We're just kind of talking in another space. We came up with the name, and next thing we know, we did it. He helped launch it, and I'm stoked to have him here as well. All right, so I'm going to ask anybody in the room if you have any questions. Raise your hand, request the mic. Peace and love. Megalodon, did you guys specifically have any more questions?
No, I didn't have any more questions, but what a fantastic answer. And I think if the core team are listening to this right now, the main takeaway really from H.E.R is it is about supporting both the core team, the community as a whole, holders, stakers, and those projects that are left on Harmony. And everybody here is definitely here to support the future of Harmony One, and they believe it has a future. And just to take that away, and it's not all bad news. There's definitely a core of people here to support.
Peace and love. Go ahead, and Tracker, welcome to the stage.
Yeah, just a quick question about HIP30 v2 being implemented for all the validators out there that are listening. Is there any updates on specs that to be required to run on Shard 1, where it's going to be 1 second finality and twice the amount of blocks?
So the H.E.R v2 won't implement yet that the 1 second finality. It's a step moving forward the 1 second. Okay, so right now I don't expect any spec change for the SHA-1 validators for H.E.R hard fork. But of course, when the 1 second finality will be implemented, I would expect that there will be a need of a bigger hard disk. Now I don't have the numbers yet right now, but that hard disk requirement will be for both SHA-0 and SHA-1. Okay, and as we move forward in the future and implement contract cross-shard transaction, right? And we use more and more SHA-1, right? At that point of time, I would expect the specs of SHA-1 validator to be similar to SHA-0 in terms of CPU and memory. Okay, but for now, for that upcoming H.E.R v2 hard fork, I don't expect any major spec change. Yep.
Thank you. And just one quick follow-up before I hand it over to Tracker. About the cross-shard transaction, what do you feel is the importance in that and getting that implemented?
To me, this is a very important step moving forward. Okay. But the implementation of, or the technical capabilities of having cross-shard transaction is not enough to me, because ultimately, for instance, if you have a DEX running on SHA-1 and you don't have the ecosystem around that in SHA-1, right? It won't run very far. So as we try to use more and more SHA-1, right? We had to figure out as well solutions on how can we make use of the SHA-0 data already, okay, and bridge those over or cross-shard transfer those over to SHA-1 transparently, for instance, okay. So those are the things that we need to look forward, okay, and try to predict and work with partners eventually to develop on SHA-1. Today, if you ask me, a simple DApp that doesn't need any integrations with other dApps or ecosystem can already be deployed on SHA-1 today. Okay, it's just that they don't do it. So, for instance, if I were to, I don't know, develop an applications that would store attestations of license, for instance, on SHA-1, I could do it today already. Okay, you just don't do it, but SHA-1 is already had a capability. Okay, so let's move forward to that. Okay, if SHA-0 become too crowded, which is not today, SHA-1 is still available, especially for the apps that can work as a standalone DApp. Yep.
Thank you very much for explaining that. I'll hand it over to Tracker now. Thank you.
Good evening, guys, and thank you for the opportunity to ask a couple of questions. I have actually 3 questions. The first one is related to validators. So the question is there any plan B for validators that are currently active but that will be kicked out with H.E.R 30 version 2 implementation because of low stake. So is there any plan B for those validators?
Okay. There is a program, fellow validator program that we want to launch, and those would be applicable for the active validators in that issue. Okay, so I won't say there's a plan B. There's already a fellow program that we want to initiate to help out the active validators. Yeah.
Okay, is there any information published at the moment, or is it coming soon?
Phil would be the correct contact for that. Okay. I saw some document in the past about that was already like a few months old. But I guess we have to revisit that as the H.E.R is coming. Yeah.
Do you think, and also I'm asking to Butthead, do you think this might be an interesting topic for one of the next H.E.R sessions?
Yeah, definitely. We can have that, once we have ironed out all the details. For instance, Theo could join, and having that going, we can go over, and there will be like a special sessions for the validators community. Yeah.
But do you think this is a topic that we could put in the agenda for one of the next sessions?
Sure.
Yeah,
So to be more specific, are you looking for more specifics that validators will have to abide by after the fork and when fork?
So the when all those info, right? If there's any questions, could be asked, or we can have a special session in one of the H.E.R session to talk about that program eventually, I guess. Yeah.
Also, I'm definitely open. I'm open to trying to narrow it down to be more specific as well too. Like I said, this is the first time doing this. Also, I've learned from a few other core devs that talk.1 is like that's like the best place to engage with the core team. Is that do you agree? So
sorry, what's talk.1? Is that the talk forum?
Sorry, the talk forum.
To me, not really. I don't really actively. Okay, so as I said, right, I'm trying to go daily when I'm available, not out of office, to Discord. Okay, I might jump into Telegram eventually, but I seldom go to the talk forum. Though I should, but it will be a lot, okay, if you ask me, if I do so. So to me, the best is actually to come to Discord, okay, if you need to reach out, okay. I would answer to ping on the talk forum, right, as soon as I can, but I would be more active on Discord, at least for me, okay. So I'm not sure who says that the core team is more active on talk, and maybe that person is more active. I don't know, but for myself, that will be more on Discord and eventually Telegram.
Yeah, and I'd like to mention also that I think Tracker came a little bit after we started. Sophoah asked that people that want to reach out to him reach out on the original Harmony Discord in the dev support channel. So we can try to nail in some more specifics there.
Yeah. So let me just repeat a little bit, right? The new Discord server is for R&D, which stands for research and development, right? So basically talking about the future, right? Support questions to me should be asked on the old Discord server, or the original Discord server, I would say, not the old one, the original, I say.
Tracker, does that answer your questions? I know maybe you left it open a little bit. Okay.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
I mean,
and I have a second question related to development. So I heard those explanations that were given at the beginning of the space. So my question is related to platforms and toolbox that can help new developers. We know one platform that has been used by some members of the community, which is called Third Web, but there are other platforms. And I don't know if Soph knows this platform Third Web, but at the moment, this platform is not supporting completely Harmony, and it has been quite useful on other blockchains. So I'm wondering if there are resources in the Harmony development team that could link or liaise with the Third Web team to make sure that Third Web can be supporting Harmony blockchain.
Okay. So right now I can tell you we don't have resource to actually do development or integrations with projects or toolings, right? But if anyone is willing to work on those integrations and they have any questions, then they could reach out, But right now, I'm looking for a resource almost every day for ongoing operations like our Explorer dashboard and all. It's not easy to get them. Okay, so I really doubt right now that any new tooling that needs core team work on it, right? That will be difficult. However, if there's questions or other stuff, then those could be asked. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the answer. And my last question was related to known or active projects on Harmony blockchain. I was wondering if there are any projects related to traditional businesses that have Harmony as an infrastructure using the Harmony's blockchain.
I have honestly no idea.
Well, we appreciate your honesty.
Thank you.
Yeah, I won't lie. Okay, I may know quite numbers of stuff in the Harmony ecosystem, but knowing everything is impossible.
Tracker, did you have any other questions?
No, thank you very much.
All right, if you can go on mute there. Thank you. It just helps a little bit with all this different technology. I guess we will throw it out one more time. If there's anybody in the audience that has a question, request the mic. Anybody that has the speaker ability can go ahead. I'd also just like to thank you so much, Soph, for coming, and we appreciate your knowledge. We appreciate your time, commitment. You're coming next 2 weeks from now. Also, I'd like to say that this has been every 2 week space, but I think we'll do next. So 2 weeks from today. I don't have the date. I apologize. And then after that, I think it's going to be 1 week, and then I'm going to take the following week off, and I'm going to try not to check in every 10 seconds. But we got a requested person here, and I'm going to go grab you.
I already got him.
Oh, you got him. Cool. Thank you. Aviating. Well, I appreciate it. I'm excited to hear your questions, sir.
Hey, hello. I hope everybody's good. Sorry, I kind of joined a little bit late, so I don't know if this question's already been asked. So with the Bitcoin ETF situation that's getting approved, one of the biggest challenges, I think, is on-ramping people into crypto. And I think it has a lot to do with the wallets and just the technical aspect of it. I'm not sure if this is the right forum or if we're even equipped to kind of look at it. But wouldn't it be an easier on-ramp process if the folks in the Harmony ecosystem decided to assemble and start to submit for a Harmony ETF? Meaning that instead of having to go into a centralized exchange or a decentralized exchange, having to do the wallets and the seed phrase, you basically just do the vehicle that you've always done if you're an investor or if you're into buying stocks. And then somebody then takes that and manages your money for you and basically on-ramps you into the Harmony protocol. And I don't know how that's going to work based off of the staking. But my question is, if we're talking about the ecosystem and we're talking about bringing money onto Harmony, I have no idea, right? I'm not a financial guy, but is it worth exploring, as ludicrous as that may sound, a Harmony ETF in order to on-ramp people and bring some TVL or basically some money into the ecosystem?
I guess that's an interesting approach, which I never thought about. I'm not a financial guy as well, so I won't be able to really give a answer, I guess, in here. If anyone go to Stanford, right, maybe touch base with Stephen and Lee on that idea, right? Well, I'm not even sure if it needs the core team with that. Maybe just a community can. I don't know, right? How would be the best approach, and how, and whether it's something that the Harmony core team is supposed to do, considering that we don't really want to be considered security, and there's lots of legal stuff going around. So maybe just having how to discuss with the leadership in here.
I'm sorry, one more thing. Would this be something that the Harmony DAO can look into? Because it seems like if you're going to start providing a financial vehicle, that there needs to be some sort of a licensing, and there's a lot of protocol and red tape that needs to go for good reason. But would this be something that the Harmony DAO could then coordinate and maybe outsource with a broker of some kind?
Which DAO?
I thought, I'm not sure, and that's really what the question is just kind of exploring this space and figuring out if one, is there a consensus, or is there somebody out here that says, you know what, this is a no-go because of X, Y, and Z? And two, if it is another avenue, it's a little bit outside the box. If we are talking about bringing money into the ecosystem, is this a way? I don't know. I'm just putting it out there.
I got you, and I see your hand up, Meg. I just want to throw out that I don't want to get this name wrong here. What's on here? There's a newly formed group from the H.E.R V2, the Recovery Multisig Custodians. That could be maybe something brought up there, but I know moving forward, I think like Soph said, there's the security issue. Is it a security, etc.? I know that might be a hurdle, and I think that's why BTC has somewhat got approved, as it's not considered a security, but that's my couple cents. But there is, we're not the emissions DAO per se yet. We're just the recovery multi-sig custodians, but we will have some financial talk going on there, so that could be an area, and it's nice and fresh, unlike some of the other DAOs. But I guess I'll go ahead. Hopefully that helps a little bit. And yeah, I mean, we're definitely open to innovation and accountability, and trying to get the new groups going, and get some energy going into the old DAOs too. So that's kind of why that's a big part of why I'm here, just kind of trying to organize and kind of get us all on the same page. So appreciate your questions. Hopefully that helped. Megalodon, go ahead, sir.
Oh, I was just going to really echo what you said there, I think, Buttheads, which is don't overestimate what the DAOs on Harmony are capable of at the minute. They're very much understaffed, working for nothing, and which is fine. That's not a comment on it. It's just, the individuals involved in it, the governors for, say, the CDAO, for example, there aren't too many of them. What are there? They're not very active. The money's been secured, etc. What little is left. But just to put that into context a little bit, is any kind of big initiative would maybe stretch the resources of the CDAO in terms of time. But luckily, in the H.E.R, you've got the people who are kind of, Buttheads, Affirmation, Raj is still active as well, who are behind the scenes kind of doing the effort as a whole. So you're in the right place.
I was just gonna say real quick, I think that's a great question to bring up, and maybe the most appropriate place to bring it would be to the talk forum and get some more minds around it and see what the possibilities are. Thank you very much.
Awesome, guys. Been going a little over an hour. I think that's about what Soph committed to. I guess this would be the last second if anybody wants to come up. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of take us out. I will give one more round to people that have the speaker position here. If you want to say anything before we close it out.
I just want to say again, thanks again for inviting me to be a co-host, and thank you very much, Butthead, for everything you're doing for the community and hosting these spaces, and thank you, Soph, for everything you do for the community and always being available and joining us, and thank you everybody for showing up and listening and giving good questions, and much appreciated. I think this has been a great space.
I completely agree. So this week, the H.E.R was sponsored by the Validator DAO. I'm just going to throw it out there now. I would like to possibly have the Community DAO or the Dev DAO sponsor the following one, and with the sponsor or with that, I'd also ask to co-host. So to put that differently, like the co-host, like that's your big draw is you get the sponsor, and sponsor is just kind of some name recognition, and maybe to get more involvement. And something we talked about today was maybe kind of waking up the Dev DAO or saying that better, just opening up the communication lines there. Other than that, I appreciate everybody being here now. Appreciate all the questions that people submitted. Appreciate the people that'll listen in on the future. And we'll be back in 2 weeks at the same time. After that, it'll be 1 week out. And I have an idea for that, but there's nothing lined up. So as soon as we get the flyer done by Affirmation, which much appreciation there, we will start sharing for the next space, and I'll continue reaching out. And since we won't have the competition of the hackathon going on, maybe we can get some more in here. But we appreciate Soph and your knowledge and your time, sir.
Thank you very much, everyone.
So this will conclude the H.E.R number 4, August 31st, 2023. Appreciate you guys, and we will see you at the next one. Let's keep the lines of communication open. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.